I'm Carly.
And I'm Lucia.
Welcome and thank you for joining us at the MY8 The World We Want exhibition. As we gather today, we do so remembering that we come together on the traditional land of the Wangal people of the Darug clan. We pay respects to their elders, past, present and to come, and acknowledge their wisdom that sustained this land and their relationships for thousands of years beyond our knowing.
Like Dominic, may we live our lives confident in God and confident in ourselves. May we strive for that freedom which produces a profound joy so that we can see the good in each other and share our joy with all those we meet. May we talk to God as to a friend, sharing what is in our minds, our joys and our fears, asking for what we desire and giving thanks for what we receive. May we persevere in study and may our learning bring us freedom and always bring us the truth. Amen.
Welcome to the 2020 MY8 Exhibition, The World We Want. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the amazing projects your daughters have pursued this year. Santa Sabina College is an international baccalaureate world school. We are committed to developing inquiring minds, young people who are knowledgeable about the world and themselves, learners who can articulate their strengths and recognise how they can contribute to a rapidly changing world. In Year 8, we focus on exploring and developing students' approach to new challenges. Students explicitly learn how to develop skills to grow as learners, becoming more mindful of how they learn. This growth mindset underpins our process of learning that continually encourages students to achieve success. This is nurtured in all students and provides them with boundless opportunities to flourish in all aspects of their learning, developing the skills to become more independent learners as they embark on the next stage of their academic journey. At the beginning of this year, we set about building upon last year's success of the MY8 project. Now in its third year, the MY8 is a signature capstone project for Year 8 students, which allows them to collaboratively investigate a personal interest through the lens of one of the Sustainable Development Goals. It is through learning more about these goals that students learn more about their world, also reinforcing the connections between the learning that takes place in their classrooms. At Santa Sabina College, one of our points of difference is the opportunity students have to delve deeply into their studies through Deeper Learning Days. Once every 10 days, our students participate in interdisciplinary learning, opportunities and other curricular activities that allow them to experience learning outside of their normal classes. For Year 8 in particular, Deeper Learning Days have focused on their MY8 projects. We took feedback on board from last year's cohort who said they wanted more structure in their Deeper Learning Days and goals at the end of each so that they could manage their time better. As a result, each Deeper Learning Day had a focus, starting with investigating the issues, planning their projects and articulating specific goals that they wanted to achieve, taking action to achieve these goals, and then reflecting on their learning, both as they went along and at the end, to reflect on and evaluate their final MY8 project. I would like to congratulate the Year 8 students who have undertaken this challenge. As a result, they have produced websites, videos, blogs, vlogs, short stories, oral presentations, architectural designs, artworks, 3D printed prototypes, awareness campaigns, and much more. I encourage you to read their reflections, to ask questions, and to interact with all of the students and the work that they have presented here today. There is much we can learn from young people. The work produced this year is a call to action, the world we want. No one action is too small to have an impact. As we have witnessed in recent times, it takes one person to start a movement. Our Year 8 students are informed, confident and articulate, and I am constantly inspired and motivated by them and their inquiring minds. I hope that you enjoy exploring their work and that you too are inspired by their MY8 projects. As you are all aware, COVID-19 has forced us to reimagine this year's celebration, and so we bring you this short welcome and official opening ceremony, followed by your own exploration of your daughters' and peers' projects on Veritas Online, the college's learning management system. Simply click on a group's tile to be directed to the chosen group's MY8 project. I encourage you to use the social stream to leave feedback for your daughter and her peers, and you may even like to ask them questions. This exchange is another opportunity for your daughters to demonstrate their learning in an exciting and familiar way. Thank you for supporting your daughters on their MY8 journey.
Hi, I'm Annie.
And I'm Elise.
And my group is doing food waste, and when we were making our product we really wanted to keep in mind that it had to be interactive and especially useful so people could apply it in their everyday lives. And we also felt that food waste directly correlated to quite a few of the global goals such as climate change, economic growth and decent work, and also zero hunger. And we just thought that if our product could help food waste be solved, that it would really help all the global goals to be solved a little bit more and eventually create the world that we want.
The UN Sustainable Development Goal that my group chose was reduce inequalities, but specifically the lack of representation of Indigenous women in Parliament. We thought that this topic was significant to our group, as we thought that the Australian government should more accurately represent the multicultural country that we claim to be.
Hi, I'm Molly.
I'm Julia.
And I'm Bronte.
This year's theme for the MY8 exhibition is The World We Want, and it's encouraged us as Year 8 students to look beyond what we want as individuals to what we want as a global society. We've really enjoyed taking on these challenges as we've attempted to connect our own individual goals to the overall goal of achieving this world that we want, where these problems that affect so many people across the world are non-existent.
My group and I decided to focus on the topic no poverty. We decided to raise awareness by reaching out to our local politician, Miss Jodie McKay, and the PM. We also made a website which included stories of our locals who have in the past and currently live below the poverty line.
During the first Deeper Learning Day, my group had different ideas coming into this experience, but throughout the MY8, we've managed to come together and overcome these obstacles to work together to achieve a common goal and our final product.
The MY8 project is often thought of as an exhibition, but actually it's much more than it seems. MY8 is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to choose our own paths from our passions, focus on our areas of inquiry and present our work creatively and professionally. This year's focus is on the world we want, and each individual has brought very different takes on what this means to them. Whether it be zero hunger, quality education or gender equality, in the end, it all circles back to our main driving concept.
MY8 is not traditional study, as students engage with each other through cross-collaboration to create a framework where teachers act as mentors. As the project emphasises holistic learning, we were able to take a subject and relate it to the present and future of the outside world and our society. An unprecedented time like this year calls for unprecedented change. It has been a tough year for all of us, but we've gained so much from it. This year has changed the way we collaborate, communicate, and work with one another. From that experience, we were able to adapt to our ever-changing global community, prepare for the future, and open our eyes to the possibilities of change. Over the course of the second semester, we had the opportunity to explore various issues based on the 17 global goals created by the United Nations. The global goals helped us to project change in the broader community. Within our groups, we determined our global goal in order to narrow our topic to an issue existing in the world today. The issues chosen are topics that students are passionate about, from who they are, what they like, and what they care about.
During the process of inquiry and research, we were supported by our mentor and had the opportunity to spend 4 structured Deeper Learning Days to work on our MY8 project. These days allowed us to complete activities, answer questions and work on our presentation in order to produce 3 artefacts: a process journal, product or outcome, and reflection. The products presented at today's exhibition range from a website to a 3D model to an app. My group decided to focus our spectrum locally. We were interested in exploring the global goals of quality education and how it is impacted by unhealthy and unbalanced diets. Initially, we were thinking of focusing more widely on this issue, looking internationally, but after sending out a survey to middle years, we were informed that the issue was in fact in our own school community. This survey asked a range of questions and helped us to narrow down the problems we had to tackle. After collecting and analysing our data, we then decided to start investigating further, now that we had had more information. We researched, looked at previous studies, and then decided to conduct an experiment of our own, using a scientific scaffold. And after finalising the information we had collected, we decided it was time to start on a plan for action. The MY8 has not only helped me to grow as a learner and grow academically, but it has helped me to become more of an open-minded and informed person. I have grown to know more about global issues, which I was initially aware of, but wasn't able to explore them to this depth. It has been an experience where we have enjoyed great moments with our peers and struggles as well. The advice I would give next year's cohort is to make sure that you get your research done first, and then you get to the fun part, which is creating your action.
My group shared a common interest in the global goal of zero hunger. Our topic, determined by incorporating aspects of our prior knowledge and further inquiry, was food waste, which is a major issue currently. Through our research, we were able to gather a solid understanding in order to delegate tasks to each other, which conclusively came together to prepare our presentation and our solution shown today. From the opportunity to forge stronger relationships with my peers as we cohesively collaborate together, to teaching me not only academic skills but also life skills as I apply my knowledge to the real world. MY8 brought out my passion of learning as I'm able to create my own pathway. My advice to the next cohort is to be open to opportunities and all areas of interest, as it will thoroughly elevate your experience and knowledge gained through the MY8 program. Be open to the world of possibilities. And although this year has been full of surprises, our grade has still been able to create a fantastic exhibition. So to wrap up, we'd like to introduce to you the MY8 Exhibition.
Year 8, I would like to congratulate you on the way you have undertaken your MY8 projects this year, as you have embraced this new normal and risen to the challenge to produce work that clearly shows how important global issues, particularly injustice, are to you. Your voices through this work that you've produced not only empowers you as you learn more about global issues, but it's also a public display of support for people whose voices are not heard enough, and the environment, which needs us to be more mindful of how we engage within it so that we can thrive together. The depth of thought and understanding of problems far beyond most of your own personal experiences shows a mature, empathetic approach to your learning, which should make you feel very proud. Celebrating learning is an important and fundamental part of any learning journey. It is in these celebrations that you have the opportunity to become aware of your value, not just as a learner, but as a citizen and leader of your community, which hopefully inspires you to become lifelong learners who act to make better the lives of those less fortunate. The MY8 experience encourages you to be thoughtful with your actions, to engage with your peers, your teachers, your coaches, academic advisors, parents, and of course the wider college community in a meaningful way to address problems. I encourage all parents and carers to explore the e-portfolios your daughters have produced and read their reflections. I feel truly hopeful that in your daughters' hands we have nothing to worry about in the future. From tracking devices that will account for food wastage in supermarkets to raising the voices and representation in Parliament of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. The projects display a wide variety of passions that your daughters have so eloquently communicated in their presentations today. In this online 2020 MY8 exhibition, The World We Want, your daughters have demonstrated sophisticated approaches to their learning, where they have worked collaboratively, met deadlines, and created their own learning success criteria. Using this criteria, they have evaluated how successful they've been in achieving their MY8 project goals. I am very proud of each of you, and I'm privileged to be part of your learning journey here at Santa Sabina College, as you truly demonstrate what it means to be a Santa girl. I now officially launch the 2020 MY8 exhibition, The World We Want.